Yo, what is up guys, Bob87 King here, back again with another video. In this video, we are going to be ranking least likely to most likely to win the new season of Total Drama. Which I'm very excited for, obviously, because the first season was so good. And yeah, let's just get to it. For reference, these are the teams. They got to pick their own teams, which is actually pretty interesting. But yeah, let's just get to number 16. And at number 16 here, we do have Scary Girl. And I feel like Scary Girl, obviously we know from the spoiler, from the Spanish voice actor for Chris McClane. He obviously leaked the fact that we do know Scary Girl is going home. Well, he didn't leak the fact that Scary Girl is going home, but we do know from the leaks that Scary Girl does go home. And it's most likely first because, you know, of course. And I'm not really surprised by that. I'm just pretty sad by the fact that they kind of wasted Scary Girl's character, but yeah, I just feel like there's no way Scary Girl's going to win the season. Even if we didn't have the leak, I feel like I probably still would have had her at number 16. Just because, one, she is a massive gimmick character. And two, even though she has a big fan base, I could still see them voting her out insanely early. But yeah, Scary Girl is at number 16. At number 15, we do have a character who is another gimmicky character, and that is Ripper. And I don't think Ripper is in the worst spot in the world, but I could see a world where he is taken out for being like douchey, but then again, he's on a team full of the bros, kind of like the Chases, the Waynes, the Raj. I just feel like there's no way you could write a way that Ripper wins the season and have it be satisfying. Even if like he's able to navigate the game, I just feel like there's no way you would want Ripper to win a Total Drama season. So yeah, Ripper is at number 15. Coming in at number 14, similar to what I said about Ripper, we do have Chase. And I feel like Chase is a character that I feel like if they're going to drop Chase or Emma, they will drop Chase first. Again, like, I feel like they would have a storyline where Emma realizes that, oh, I'm way better without Chase, and then, you know, Bowie's able to get the team to vote off Chase. You know, he picks up Emma and Julia, the two outsiders, and then somehow Chase goes home. And I feel like, yeah, I feel like Chase just serves nothing but really being Emma's love interest at this point, to where I feel like there could be a world where just, you know, Chase just goes home early so we could see Emma's storyline develop. So yeah, Chase is at number 14. Coming in at number 13, we have one of the more villainous characters from this cast, and that is MK. And I wanted to put MK like way higher than I did, but I just feel like when you look at the teams, there is just no way that MK can actually make it to the merge, let alone win the season. And based off my rankings, I'm ranking off like how likely it is to win, and I just don't see a scenario where MK is genuinely the winner of the season. Again, she's one of those characters who are extremely antisocial and that bitter in the butt last season, so I don't see why it doesn't cost her this season. Not to mention she's on a team with Julia, and I feel like those two will most likely bump heads, but I could see a scenario where they work together, but then again, it's like, they're so outnumbered anyways, but I could see a scenario where they're able to manipulate the guys on the team, so to maybe take out Bowie, but then again, that's just, I don't know how likely that is. So yeah, MK is at number 13. And we're kind of going back to back with some more villainous characters, and we might as well just talk about Julia. And the main reason why I have Julia higher than MK, even though I feel like you could argue Julia is probably going to be more targeted than MK, is because Julia is just, well, a better character. She's more entertaining. I feel like the writers could try to like write a way that she ends up staying. You know, maybe Ripper could have feelings for her, even though I ship Ripper with Axel. It's like, whatever. I just feel like Julia's a character that you don't want to waste, especially because she's kind of like in a Heather and Courtney mold, but I feel like she's low-key a better player than both of them, but that's whatever. Yeah, I just feel like Julia, even though there's a small chance that she actually does end up winning, I feel like she could make it far. Again, we're kind of on a roll with more of these kind of more villainous characters. Even though I wouldn't call this character a villain, I would just say she's more or less an anti-hero, and that is Axel. The only reason why I have Axel higher than MK and Julia is mainly just because she was an early boot, and I feel like they would want to push Axel a bit further, even though I think it's unlikely because I feel like just by the type of person Axel is, I feel like she's someone who's very argumentative. Again, she's not on a team with Ripper, so that won't cost her, but I feel like this time, like, it could cost her again because she's on a team with some more or less chill people like a Z, like a Caleb. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like Axel's probably going to be a late pre-merge boot, but it's like she's not winning the season. All right, we're back to talking about more or less the goofy characters, and we do have Wayne. Again, I don't think it's likely that Wayne's gonna win the season, mainly just because he is more or less a goofy character. But I feel like out of all the goofy characters on the cast, I just feel like why would you want to pick the winner to be Wayne, in my opinion? Even though Wayne is a likable character, I just wouldn't want him to win this season. I could see potential where it is kind of like a Jeff situation, to where like somehow he comes back and wins the game after being like this pretty chill but also kind of dumb guy. But yeah, Wayne, yeah, I just don't think it's likely. Next up, we do have a character who I feel like if I was personally ranking it based off how much I want these people to win, she would definitely be at the bottom, and that's Millie. You know, Millie's just a character that I feel like is not likely to win the season. I just don't see a storyline for her, and I could see her being like an pre-merge boot, which I hope that is the case. But outside of the characters that we just talked about, I just feel like they're either one, too gimmicky, or two, just unlikely based off the team format. But also based off the team format, we're going to talk about that. I feel like Millie also could be protected by a Priya, a Damien, maybe a Caleb, maybe a Nichelle. But it's like, I don't know how likely it is. Millie is here. Coming in number 7, I just can't believe this guy is that high. And we have the High King himself, and that's Z. And I feel like Z probably most likely is going to get late pre-merge boot. But then again, I predicted that last season and he got 7th. But it's like, I just don't know what they're going to do with Z on this season. Even though out of all the goofy male characters, I hope he makes it the farthest, because he's the most interesting and probably the most funniest out of all of them. And I feel like there could be a good storyline with his leg, and maybe something happens, and I don't know really what they're going to do with Z, but I hope he makes it far, but I just don't think it's likely. I could see this person winning the season, kind of like getting a Beth reaction, to where it's like, why did this person win? And that's Emma. To be honest, I could argue that Emma's a bit too high, because she's on a team where Priya's on it, and I feel like Priya might target Emma because, you know, Bowie almost ruined her and Millie's friendship. She also knows that Emma is very close to Bowie, so I feel like that's why she also picked her for her team. So I feel like Emma's probably in danger, but I feel like there is a case where Bowie, you know, could throw some challenges, because Bowie, in my opinion, picked probably a weaker team than Priya. But I just feel like Emma could have a small underdog run in her, and also her relationship with Chase, to where maybe that could drive her to, you know, not be away from, she will be away from Chase, and then, you know, she will finally be able to grow and as a character and become more likable, because I really do hope Emma makes it far and becomes like a more likable character, because I actually did like her quite a bit in the reboot, and I just like her voice a lot, so I like hearing her talk. But yeah, Emma is at number 6. Coming at number 5, I feel like people might say she's too high on the list, but we do have the winner from last season, and that is Priya. I'm gonna make a bold take and say I don't think there's a chance Priya goes home pre-merge at all, and I feel like her relationship with Millie will be probably explored a bit, and I feel like it would be nice to see Millie get taken out, and then, you know, her and Damien might have a showmance probably, and I feel like they will get together. And it'll be nice to see Priya kind of teach Damien. I feel like Damien will be more ready to learn and ready to like fight in the game with her, and I feel like they would be a nice duo to watch on the show, and they would probably be one of my top 10 favorite couples. Actually, no, most couples are pretty bad, so they're probably going to be top 3. But I feel like once Priya goes home, which she probably will, because I don't think they're having Priya be the first 2-time finalist, but I feel like she'll be like, Damien, learn the skills I teach you, blah, 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 and give him a kiss on his way out, giving Damien the push that he needs. But we'll talk about Damien when we talk about Damien. So yeah, Priya is at number 5. Coming in at number 4, we do have the other finalist, and that is Bowie. And I feel like Bowie and Raj's relationship will be very much explored throughout the season. Obviously, we do know Bowie probably picked Raj probably first, I would assume. And I feel like maybe Raj took control of picking the team, and then that's why we see a Wayne, a Chase, a Ripper. And I feel like Bowie might get jealous that Raj is spending so much time with his friends outside of him. And I feel like that would be a nice dynamic to explore. I feel like his relationship with Julie and MK could be interesting, considering he's kind of the reason both of them went home. I mean, you could argue Julia sent MK home, but it was like kind of Bowie's influence. But it's like, I feel like Bowie is truly the center of his team, and that's why he's one of the best players, but that's off topic. But I feel like Bowie probably isn't winning the season. I mean, I would love for Bowie to win the season and be like the first ever 2-time finalist of the show. And I feel like that is kind of likely with this cast. But I just feel like there's no way they would want that to happen. So it's like, I feel like they'll have him go home before Raj, and then kind of the similar way I said with Priya with Damien, I feel like Bowie will do that to Raj. So yeah, Bowie is at number 4. Okay, so I made a mistake. We have 4 players left, and that is Raj. We're going to be talking about Raj. I feel like Raj's dynamic with Bowie will probably be explored more, and so far as sexuality too. I really want them to explore that. And I feel like they most likely will, unless due to censorship, which would kind of suck, but that's whatever. I feel like Raj is an interesting character that will make it far, but I just feel like the top 3, in my opinion, are probably more likely to win the season than Raj. However, it's not out of the picture. I feel like the top 4 in general are characters that are most likely going to win the season. So yeah, Raj is at number 4. Coming in at number 3, we have my predicted antagonist, but not really antagonist, but I feel like he is the most likely to be the antagonist of the season, if not Bowie, and that is Caleb. I feel like Caleb will be an interesting case to watch be a villain of the season, just because, you know, he does seem like a genuine nice person. Like, I would be around Caleb if he was real in real life. And I feel like since he's so mad at Bowie and for taking him out, I feel like he will probably do his best to make sure Bowie goes down. But like in secret, kind of like he doesn't really express his distaste for people unless like when the time comes, you know. And I feel like he's one of those type of people who play total drama. So yeah, I feel like Caleb could be a most likely villain for the season. If he's not the villain, then he'll probably just be a pretty chill guy who makes it far and probably just be eye candy. But I feel like Caleb seems pretty game savvy, so I feel like I'm gonna go with the latter and him being a villain. So yeah, Caleb is at number 3. Coming in at number 2, we do have a character who I feel like is so obvious they're gonna get a redemption storyline, and that is Nichelle. And I feel like Nichelle is so clearly gonna get the Lindsay treatment in action, to where she becomes this very big overdog and she kind of does run the game to a point. And I feel like Nichelle actually could win the season. I just feel like she's not as game savvy as the rest, so I feel like she might have a duo, and that could be Caleb, or that could be Axel, and that's how Axel will make it far. But at the end of the day, I feel like there's no way Nichelle doesn't make it to at least top 3 of the season. She is at number 2. Yeah. Coming in at number 1, if you saw my previous video talking about it, you know that my winner predictions have not changed at all, and that is Damien. Again, I just feel like this makes so much sense for Damien to be the winner of the season, coming into the game, having no experience of what to do, and then getting voted out because you didn't tell your team that, hey, I actually want to compete, in a position where Damien could have actually, in my opinion, went very far and could have won the season, most likely, if it wasn't for Bowie, you know, being the best. But I feel like in this season, coming into this season, I feel like he has a relationship with Priya and Millie. I feel like he will be good with Caleb. I feel like he would be good with Nichelle. I feel like he's good with everyone on this team. And even then, if Scary Girl somehow manages to survive and stays on the island for some reason, I feel like Scary Girl could actually help Damien win the game and kind of ruin his chances with Priya. But I feel like Scary Girl's intent would be to help Damien. I just feel like it makes most sense for Damien to go from 0 to hero, and I feel like he'll win the season and have a relationship with Priya as well. And yeah, Damien is king. Damien is winning the season, and I know it for sure. He is locked in, and I'm not switching up. So yeah, Damien is at number 1. And yeah, that's the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, I might make a video like analyzing the winner edits from every season, just to like explain you guys what I mean. But I feel like if you watch Survivor, you might know what it is, but I feel like the majority of Total Drama viewers just don't watch Survivor, so I might want to make a video on that just for fun. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys made it this far, we're about to hit 900 subscribers. Well, at least we're halfway there, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, peace out. Thank you guys.